Hi guys, it's just Anna. Today I'm bringing you my top 8 series that I want to start. So as you know, everyone has their to-be-read list really long, but I have so many books I want to read, but there's so many series I want to start and I wanted to share them with you. There's so many other series I want to start, but these are my top series that I really want to start. Here we go. So the first series is the Divergent Trilogy by Veronica Roth. Everyone has read this trilogy but me, seriously. But I saw the first movie and I fell in love. I really want to read these, and I'm probably going to read them before Insurgent comes out in March, I believe. I think it's March, I don't know. But I really want to get to this before March, so I'm going to try and do that before time runs out. I really want to start the series. If you don't know what the series is about, I don't know where you've been living under a rock. It's a dystopian novel. The whole world has gone to ashes, or in Chicago's the only thing standing, I guess. There's 5 factions and they have to be in one. Like, each faction has this different quality and they have to fit into one, and everyone, when they arrive at this certain age, they have to take this test to see what faction they're in. But the main character doesn't fit into one, and she is a divergent, and divergents can't be controlled, so they're dangerous in the system, and it's her struggle to try to hide and camouflage as something she's not in this world. And I loved everything about the movie, and I'm so gonna read these books, so I'm getting to these soon. The next series I really want to start, like now, is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, and there's gonna be, I believe, 6 books in the series. Right now there's only 3 out, and the first one being Throne of Glass, the second one being Crown of Midnight, and the third one being Heir of Fire. And I really want to start this trilogy, this series, so bad. If you don't know what it's about this girl assassin, I believe. Her name is Selena, and she is like a professional assassin, and she's taken in by the royal family as a prisoner because of her crimes, and the only way out to freedom is if she competes in this competition with other assassins and professionals to see who wins. And if she wins, she serves the royal family for 3 years and then she's released. And I thought this was such a creative thing, and everyone is so hyping about this series, and I really want to read it. It seems like a really good series, and I'm not really into this sort of stuff, but I'm really willing to give it a try. The next series I'm dying to start is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I'm dying to read this. I believe there's 9 books out, or 7, I don't know. I'm not up to date. But there's a lot of books in this series, and it's a historical fiction series set in Scotland, and it's like a time traveling series where the main character is from the 1940s, and then on her honeymoon with her husband, all of a sudden she travels back in time to the 1700s in Scotland, where she meets Jamie, this amazing Scottish warrior, and things just go. And the whole struggle is her trying to go back to where she's from, the 1940s, and it's such, I'm watching the series and I really want to read these books before I get way too deep into the series. I'm dying to read this. The next series I am dying to read is the Red Trilogy by Kirsten Gear. I'm hoping I pronounced that right. But this trilogy is also like a time traveling trilogy. It's basically about this girl named Gwyneth, and her cousin has been preparing her whole life for time traveling because I think she has like the special gene in her family where certain people get time traveling genes, and turns out her cousin doesn't get it, and she's the one who gets it, and she's never been prepared for this. She didn't prepare like her cousin did, and now she's all of a sudden traveling back in time, and she has to learn all these different things. And it sounds like a really good trilogy, and a lot of people have talked about it. I've seen it on BookTube, and I really want to read this. And the first one is Ruby Red, then Sapphire Blue, and then Emerald Green, I think, and I'm dying to read this. Next trilogy I really want to start is The Darkest Minds by Alexander Bracken. I've heard so many good things about this trilogy. The last book was just released in 2014, and it's about this girl named Ruby, and all of a sudden she wakes up and a lot of things start to change and she's different. Her parents freak out and lock her in the basement, call the police, and all of a sudden she's being taken to this camp, rehab camp, and she's so confused. So it's like they call them like the dangerous ones, but she runs away to try to find her safe haven or other kids that are like her. And I think this is such a cool little concept, and involving magic and just kids. It's just so cool, and I've heard so many great things about this, and I'm really looking forward to reading this soon. And the first one is The Darkest Minds, the second one is Never Fade, and the third one is In the Afterlight, which makes a sentence. The Darkest Minds never fade in the afterlight. The next trilogy or series I want to start is the Bronze Horseman series, and this is a historical fiction trilogy or series, and it's based in Russia during World War II, and it's like a romance historical fiction novel, and I love those, as you can tell, like Outlander, Ruby Red, all this kind of stuff. I really love historical fiction, and the Bronze Horseman is something I've heard so many good things about, and I really want to read this. I want to get into it as well. The next trilogy I want to get into is the Madman's Daughter trilogy, and this is about a girl, a 16-year-old girl named Maury, and she's basically living in London as a maid, and she's like trying to reconstruct her life after this huge tragedy happened, and she discovers that her dad, which is he's like a crazy scientist and does this crazy experiments, is alive on this tropical island, and she goes on this like adventure to go find him on this tropical island, and it just seems really cool. It's like a gothic thriller young adult novel, and this trilogy I've heard also really good things about it. And the third one is based in Scotland, so I have to read it. I love Scotland, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. I usually don't read like gothic thriller novels, but this one really intrigues me. And last but not least, I really want to read the Lunar Chronicles, and I've heard non-stop things about this series, and it just seems so cool. I'm usually not into this sort of stuff. At first, I looked at the cover and I was like, oh, it's about vampires, but no, it's not. It's about cyborgs. What? It's basically a retelling of the fairy tale Cinderella, but including cyborgs and romance and action, a futuristic world with twists and turns, and I've heard so many good things about this, and I really want to read this. So those are all the series, trilogies I really want to read. If you've read any of these series or trilogies, please comment down below and tell me the ones that you read, or tell me ones that you would recommend to me. I would really love to know. Or if you want to read these like me, comment below, tell me everything. I really hope I get to these this year. I'm really looking forward to reading them. And that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye! And today I'm bringing you the to be read list. So the first series is, dystopian. It's a dystopian novel about this. It's bracking. So those